Welcome back. Today we have Hercules versus Darkseid. So I'll just get straight into this, and this will be a fairly quick video. Intelligence. Darkseid has a genius level intellect. That's above Hercules. I mean, I know Hercules has got the all tongue that he can speak in various Earth dialects and languages, but overall intelligence and cognition, I guess cognitive power, I'd go with Darkseid. Tactics. Um, this is a problem. And this isn't a problem, but this is a hard thing to think about because Darkseid, in all intents and purposes, he runs a planet, right? I'm gonna have to go with tactics on this one to Hercules for one reason. Based on um, Darkseid's wiki page, which probably isn't the most reliable source of information, right? However, it is the best thing that I could go to. That's where it gives me at least a bunch of immediate information that makes sense based on what I've seen and or heard of. Darkseid's never been the strategist kind of guy. He's been able to plan stuff, but it's never really come to fruition from what I understand. It seems like he's because I know Batman duped him like a billion times or a dozen times, and he isn't like Thanos level in terms of intelligence and planning and strategy and all that. Hercules, on the other hand, does have a fairly good amount of fighting skills, and of course, tactics come with it. So, and this will actually lead into tactic fighting ability also going to Hercules. And the main feat for this is, I mean, yeah, sure, Darkseid can beat powerhouses like Superman and Doomsday, but he does that because he is a god. He is a new god, and he's incredibly powerful. More often than not, I've never seen Darkseid throw like any martial art kind of techniques. He's more of, from what I see, he's a punch, kick, Omega Beam kind of guy. With Hercules, I see using mace, like again, if I'm not mistaken, Hercules, at least in the Marvel continuity, created pancration, which is a really ancient form of martial arts. And not to mention, I'm pretty sure Hercules knows wrestling and some form of like striking, like boxing or something like that. And I think and I think Thor even stated that Hercules is a better overall hand-to-hand combatant. Not to mention, he beat Ares. I think he's beaten Ares a few times in the Marvel continuity. Again, I put that above what Darkseid's done. Strength. I looked at the feats for Darkseid in terms of strength, and I didn't really know how to quantify it or even interpret it because when I look at, I know Darkseid's incredibly powerful and he's like stronger than Superman, and I know many people wouldn't assume or wouldn't say that Hercules from Marvel is stronger than Superman, but and this is just how I look at it. Hercules is the Olympian god of strength. He is limitless. He has limitless strength. Darkseid, from my understanding, does not have that limit. Not to mention, if we were to go by feats, Darkseid, yeah, he can tank superhumans and tons of new gods. Hercules was able to lift the heavens, which is described as infinite and immeasurable, for 3 hours with, I think, no strain at all, if I'm not mistaken. So, and again, it's part of his, I guess, what's it called? How would I say it? It's part of his godhood, right? Being immensely and overwhelmingly physically strong. So that makes sense. So I'll give that strength to Hercules. Speed. Darkseid's, like, again, Superman level speed. So that's far above what Hercules is. Durability. Can tank the Megaton Touch, which I just recently learned. And the Megaton Touch is as powerful as a Megaton Bomb. I've never heard of Hercules tanking such things. Never. So I would say that safely goes to Darkseid. Healing. Darkseid can regenerate organs, and I'm not sure about limbs. I don't think Darkseid ever lost a limb in comics continuity, at least from what I understand, or from what I've known, or from what I know at least. Marvel's Hercules does have a regenerative healing factor, but it is limited to the fact that he can't regenerate lost limbs or organs. Which, for a god, in my opinion, makes no sense, but of course, that's the continuity, and that's how it works. Invulnerability. As you can see, yes, he's got Olympian physiology and all that, but one's entirely made of stone and has, as you can see, some form of armor. One is just looking like a typical Greek god, right? No armor, upper bodies, like again, no much protection. So I would obviously go with that. So I would obviously go with Darkseid for invulnerability, energy projection, and versatility. Darkseid has 20,000 abilities. I literally looked at his Wikipedia page, like his wiki page on DC's database, and there's like at least 10 or like there's at least a dozen abilities that he has, and that's excluding all the ones that I've already mentioned, right? The most, and as for energy projection, Omega beams. I mean, that's a fairly simple. I would say this is probably the easiest one to go with, in terms of which one to decide who would win that category. And now off to X Factor. I don't think there's any conceivable way that Darkseid could lose to Hercules. There really isn't, in my opinion. Hercules, you know, he's a powerhouse, and I believe, and this is what I think, and I know maybe a lot of people might not agree, but a guy as strong as Hercules, who's as skilled as a combatant as he is, should be able to beat almost, not mostly anybody, but anybody who's physically strong and has good durability, he should beat. Because his strength should override their durability and potentially their healing factor. And his fighting skills should be able to, well, it would easily counteract that of a brawler kind of style, like from someone like Hulk or Juggernaut. But the point is in the end, Darkseid's got Omega Beams, Telepathy, Erosion Blast, and again, like a dozen other abilities he can rely on to, like, kill Hercules. Because in the end, that's pretty much what it comes down to. The only conceivable way that I could see Hercules beating Darkseid is if he got up close, gouged his eyes out, and then bludgeoned him to death with his adamantine mace. Which, if I've not already mentioned, which I'm pretty sure I have, but it's an equivalent to Thor's Mjolnir. So it is an incredibly powerful weapon. So, and especially with it being wielded by someone with a Hercules' strength, it's even more worrisome for Darkseid. But in the end, Darkseid's going to win this. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and or share. Also, if you like gaming, follow Digo, or subscribe to Digo. He's a good friend of mine. And then if you're into fitness and nutrition, subscribe to Macro Matters. He has an Instagram page. I have all the links down below in the description. And I believe if you're into that sort of stuff, Macro Matters is the perfect channel for you. He has videos on how to create healthy treats and foods, and he also talks about meal prep and those sort of things, And yeah, I feel like if you're into that stuff, you would learn a lot from him. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed, and see you in the next video.